Right up, the 76ers taking on the Bulls. For the Philadelphia 76ers, playing at a high level deep into the season, and they're hungry to keep it going tonight. Bulls, Sixers, coming up next.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to tonight's game, everybody. It's the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Philadelphia 76ers at Wells Fargo Center. For Philadelphia, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
That happens every year. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him normally, now he gets to hear me break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes it. Yeah.
DA, it's all yours.
Sixers coach Brett Brown helped build this team from ground zero. There were some lean years in Philly, but Brown helped set the values and the culture for this team. Brown said, can you teach? Can you cultivate relationships? And do you bring energy? Those three qualities are what I've hoped to create throughout my tenure here. Kevin, mission accomplished.
He's done a terrific job. Thanks, David. And standing over 7 feet, weighing over 250 pounds, it's hard for Embiid to avoid those injuries that plague so many big men, but he in particular seems brittle.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that all the seasons he missed was probably a red flag for that front. It's going to come down to conditioning and us reading a story in August one summer where it's like Joel Embiid has completely changed his body and stopped drinking milkshakes and stopped having 4 meals a day and all this stuff. He actually, I think, is underrated as a great player because if you look at the rim protection stats for him, he is as dominant defensively as he is offensively when he has it going. And he can affect the game even if he's carrying a lot of weight and he's not playing that well. I would love to see him in shape.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. White and Levine team up in the backcourt. And it's Felicio in its center. And for the 76ers, in the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. Harris and Embiid together in the middle. And it's Thibault in at the 3. So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. Embiid finds Simmons. And stolen by White. In transition, here come the Bulls. Here's Porter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And every year, Porter seems to get better. His three-point shot continues to evolve, and he's embraced taking on more responsibility.
Bulls shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. First free throw is good. And Porter drops them both. Bill, when you project Embiid, a healthy Embiid, how good can he be?
Talent-wise, the best center of this decade. You know, I think every decade has one or two centers. The 90s had a bunch, but Shaq was the guy for a long time. He kind of abdicated. Dwight Howard had a really nice run there for a while. Then he kind of faded away. And then there really hasn't been that total package center. I think Embiid's the closest. He had stretches in the playoffs last year where he was terrifying. You know, he takes over games for 6-minute stretches like any prime center you want to name. Problem is, can he sustain it? And can he play a full schedule? Can he not rely on the three-pointer as much?
And can the focus stay there, perhaps, too? The mental side of it.
The mental side, and this is something with Simmons, too. These guys have not been on winning teams during the course of their career. They haven't won a lot. Magic Johnson came into the league. He won in high school. He goes to college. He wins the title in college. He goes to the Lakers. They win in his first year. He has all these reps of winning. Simmons and Embiid haven't won anything yet. And learning how to win is its own kind of skill.
And probably more of a natural scorer than passer. White has worked hard on his playmaking ability.
First trip to the line for him here. And that one falls for White.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
And both free throws good for White.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Harris outside. There's the triple. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
White against Simmons. Pass to Markkanen. And Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. We know that. And should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change? Which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself with it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is.
No,
it's bigs and smalls, it's inside, it's outside. And
it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have, and they create a lot of layups, and they play, you know, they're really creative. And you just can't, that just can't be your thing as we shoot 53s. Here's our offense. The problem is you're still going to get in these games where 2 points really matters, you know, and that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, it's going to be a 92-89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter. No matter how you're going to get them, you still need somebody who can do that too.
And so here is Philadelphia. Lauri Markkanen unable to get his last shot to go. The shot's good.
Well, you got to appreciate the offensive game of Harris. I mean, these are shots he can make in his sleep.
Chicago leading. And White kicks to Felicio. White with it. Now defended by Embiid. Here's Felicio. Simmons pulls it in.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
And Embiid has got the ball here for the 76ers. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
I mean, a tough one. Faced some serious intensity in terms of that comeback, and they just got overwhelmed in that fourth quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't stay in the game long enough to force overtime.
And that's evidence that Markkanen is working on his defense, and it's critical that he does so. And blocks like this show he's making good strides.
Now, here's Richardson. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. And LaVine throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And so here is Philadelphia. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And the basket is good. They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83. They won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems. And was just awesome and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever?
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have league pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
The Bulls shooting 31% here early on, not getting the shots they'd like. Pass to Markkanen. It's stolen by Harris. Here's Thibault. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
White against Simmons. Here's LaVine. Good work defensively by Richardson.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Thibault, the pass to Embiid, to the inside. Yep, it counts. 9 points for Tobias Harris.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's White. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And unpredictability, really one of White's strongest traits, including when pulling up on a dime. Nice.
Now here is Harris. Last game we saw him score 14. Poked away. Porter with the steal. White drives in. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Here's Simmons. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. The pass to Harris. Sinks the triple. Harris has got a couple of threes now in the first with the 76ers.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Harris against Markkanen. Now here's Porter. He's guarded closely. Just 5 on the clock. LaVine can't hit. The 76ers have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. And he hits it and gets hacked down the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Bill was in Boston where you received your master's degree in journalism. What attracted you to this profession? Why journalism?
I couldn't do anything else, and I didn't like manual labor.
No, really?
No, that really was it. I was good at writing.
Like anybody in your family or anybody you
No,
want?
I was always a good writer, and I liked writing and sports.
Yeah.
So just kind of like, I'll do those 2 things
Did
together.
it in high school, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, started in high school. I had the big thing for me was in college. I had a column for the school newspaper, really from freshman year on, and around sophomore year, I felt like it started to get momentum, and that was the first time I thought, I wonder if I can get paid for this. Which, as it turned out, no, until I was about 29.
Yeah. Now, here is Young. Over Harris. Shots good from Young.
Well, he's so skilled from this area. Once Young gets it in a good spot, he's looking to score.
And Philadelphia has possession. And Simmons kicks to Horford. Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Simmons. Harris outside. Just 4 to shoot. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist from Tobias Harris. Simmons got his second basket of the game. Bulls trail by 4. And here is Satoransky. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Now here's Dunn. Not a lot of room. Puts it up from 17. No good on that one. And the 76ers go the other way with it. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively, challenged shots, and really protected the rim.
Well, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit, getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the 76ers?
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
The free throw drops in for Dunn.
Well, I tell you what, Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. A stat sheet stuffer for sure. He scores it, he passes it well, and he also gets to the glass from his position.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for the 76ers. Both shots good from the stripe. Seen a handful of players land the Supermax contract bill. By and large, how do you see those deals working out?
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. You know, it's so much money and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap, and you're just kind of handicapped with it. And we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario of it, but the situation Charlotte was in with Kemba Walker, where he makes the All-NBA team and now his Supermax is $240 million instead of 180. Like, that's crazy. And in a salary cap league, to pay $50 million a year for somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are going to be in this position, to be honest, where he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120. How are you going to put a good team around?
You can't maneuver.
You can't. So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the Supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like $32 million or something. Make it so that it's not prohibitive.
A percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32, even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people could compete better.
Now here's Valentine. His last outing, he had 8 points. Markkanen.
You know, the offense is sputtering a bit here, starting to fall behind.
Yeah, it's been a cold start, no doubt, but they've got to find a way to put some points on the board.
Simmons against Satoransky. Right side Simmons. Shoots over Satoransky. They get the rebound. The shot's good from O'Quinn. And the 76ers lead by 7.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Dunn. He had 10 points in the win against New Orleans. Right side Markkanen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over O'Quinn, and Markkanen with the basket on the assist by Valentine. The 76ers leading by 5. And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Ryan Arcidiacono now checked in for Satoransky. Simmons finds O'Quinn. Horford against Young. Horford the pass to Simmons. tried to bank it in, but he misses. And so it's Archie Diacono with it. He brings it up for Chicago. It's a 5-point game. Young. And the shot is good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Simmons. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. With the floater, and he sinks the layup. Simmons got 6.
Boy, the quickness by Simmons, breathtaking. So good at blowing by whoever's trying to stay in front of him.
Done outside. Here's Markkanen. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Done outside. Horford against Young. The tray, and it's blocked by Simmons.
Well, you got to respect the athleticism and the willingness to defend that Simmons has. I mean, he's a skilled shot blocker, too.
Drains the three-pointer.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Tobias Harris, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Philadelphia 76ers. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. We've got more in store for you right after this. The game is evolving, and Al Horford has changed his game along with it.
It never occurred to me that I'd be shooting threes at this rate and doing some of the things that I'm doing, but it's just the way that the game has evolved.
And give Horford credit. He adjusted with the times. He didn't stay set, Greg, in his ways.
Yeah, he was always a great mid-range shooter, and he's proven to be a legitimate threat from deep.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
So for Chicago right now, inside, it's Young and Markkanen. Then there's Valentine. Then it's Chris Dunn. And it's Archie Diacono in at the 1. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. O'Quinn's got the lead up to 10 now for the 76ers.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Young against Horford. Here's Dunn. Misses the 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Robinson misses.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case in my book.
That's a great idea.
There's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be, and it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
Oh, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good. I like that. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Al Horford. And there it is for him. White's got it back down to single digits for Chicago.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Simmons against White. Here's Richardson. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
Well, you know, you hear about the importance of having depth all the time, bench players that contribute. In last game, their bench came alive.
Bulls making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Here's White. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Ben Simmons. And Bill, when you yourself get out on the court, is there a play you try to channel or emulate, you try to visualize in your mind?
You mean when I'm playing pickup?
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, now, at this point in my life, it's Davis Bertans. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah. Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans?
Yeah, yes. By the way, what a great stroke. I mean,
I emulate all stretch fours who don't guard anybody.
Yeah.
That's who I am at this point in my life. I run from three-point line to three-point line.
You stay in the perimeter.
Yeah.
Don't tangle up inside.
My free throw attempts are 0 because I don't go to the line.
Just fire away.
And I want you to know I'm there to make an open jump shot. And don't ask me to do anything else, please. I'll set some picks.
Yeah, you are. You're a great screen
I'll set some picks.
You're a great pick and roll guy. And both free throws good for White. The 76ers leading by 8. Richardson outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The 76ers shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
White against Simmons. Here's Felicio. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New Orleans.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
You know, battling inside, I like Levine's aggressive approach. Tough to match without fouling.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
The 76ers making a switch here. Harris is checked in.
He was the 13th pick in the 2014 NBA draft, and Levine's developed into a really high-quality player at the NBA level, and I think he's just scratching the surface.
And Felicio is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Outside Robinson. Back to Embiid. 4 on the clock. Hands it from downtown. Embiid's got his second basket of the night.
Hey, this big fella, Joel Embiid, you've got to guard him out at the three-point line. This guy has a nice stroke. You cannot sleep on him out there.
And they call an illegal screen here. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Markkanen.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
Pass to Thibault. To the right side. Here's Embiid. Rebound by the Bulls.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Porter, no luck.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. They lead by 11. The pass to Harris. Got a piece of it.
And the turnovers are what stand out. I know they're leading, but it's going to catch up to them if they keep wasting possession.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Robinson, that's good. Bulls trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Felicio kicks to Levine. And another shot. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, a terrific find. Levine plays mostly the 2, but he came into the league as a point guard.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Richardson the pass to Robinson. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Felicio's got his 6th rebound on the night. And Porter, here we go. It's hauled in by Harris. The 76ers leading by 12. Passes to Thibault. Harris against Porter. Here's Thibault. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Boy, that long reach of Embiid's paying dividends there, guys. An absolute machine on the offensive glass.
White looking around. Levine for 3. Good on the three-point shot. Levine's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
They get it back, got a piece of it, and they're able to recover. That one falls. 9 points for Joel Embiid. Chicago calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Mike Scott's checked in for Philadelphia. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Satoransky's checked in for Young. Bulls trail by 13. And White kicks to Porter. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Fleshing out his game more and more. I really like seeing Porter go to work inside.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. Pass to Harris. Here's Thibault. Satoransky covering. Here's Thibault. Rebound by the Bulls. Felicio's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. White drives in. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Philadelphia leading by 11. Here's Richardson. The shot is good. It's his 2nd bucket in 5 tries.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Richardson against White. Porter passes to White. And White slams it in.
And right now, White red hot. Just everything he puts up seems to go in.
Richardson with it. 6 points for him. Pass to Harris. He feeds it to Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
Now, how about
breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And let's take a look at the numbers for White. 4th in steals, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And back to what you said, top 5 in steals this year. Quick hands and great anticipation. And he makes the first. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. The 76ers leading by 11. Here's Feibel.
And already his 3rd foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the 3rd quarter.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Yeah, he's at 81% from the line, and when we've had a chance to see him, he's had great form and continues to look confident.
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
High arcing shot. That will not drop. Still looking for his groove. He's 1 of 6 so far from the floor.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's White. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Embiid.
And that burst of speed, sometimes White just too much for a defense, which is why you see them compromise.
And so he makes both from the line.
And you have to like the way he's attacking the defense, drawing fouls and getting himself chances at the line this quarter.
Harris against Satoransky. Here's Korkmaz. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Bulls. On Tuesday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. Then on Thursday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And for the matchup with the Suns, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Markkanen, he's checked in for Porter. Valentine comes in for Levine, and it's done in for White. And there's the pass to Korkmaz. Here's Richardson, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
You know, he started slow, but now in the second quarter, he's finding his groove.
Satoransky, the pass to Dunn. Here's Felicio, guarded by Horford. And again, Chicago, no good. Here's Harris. Felicio with a rebound. Felicio's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Well, one thing you like there is the extra pass. Evidence that the game is starting to slow down for Dunn.
1:49 left to play here in the half. Richardson outside. The shot that time not on target. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Throws it up high, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Lets the 3 fly, and that one's good. Korkmaz. Korkmaz has got 5 points in the quarter.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
Well, Bill, yet another engaging conversation. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Yeah, next time let's talk about the hard salary cap. I think the people really love that one. Yeah, I have some ideas.
You'd make it interesting.
I have some luxury tax ideas. Yeah, we'll get super technical.
I would be here for that.
Okay.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
Passes it to Horford. Fades and shoots. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Stretches the floor nicely for a big, versatile. Horford's become a perennial all-star.
Arcidiacono, the pass to Felicio. Done outside. And it's sent back by Horford. Now here's Simmons. He's coming off a 31-point game against Memphis. Outside, Scott. He dishes it to Horford. Rebound by the Bulls. Dunn with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Dunn passes to Valentine. Pass to Arcidiacono. Here's Korkmaz. Dunn covering, and he gets it to go. Korkmaz has got 7 now in this quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
Did we play? And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. Tobias Harris was red hot to start the first. He had 18 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, right now, they're winning the battle above the rim. I'm talking about all their offensive rebounding, just a ton of second chance opportunities. They just wanted it more. And obviously, those extra possessions were converted into points. Points that helped them build this huge lead.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. They're serious about cutting this deficit. It's gut check time. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Gut check time, Ernie.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've seen a tremendous game from Harris.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Harris and Embiid together in the middle. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. And it's Thibault in at the 3 spot. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
Outside, Markkanen launches it, and the Bulls another 3.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And here are the 76ers now. Pass to Simmons. Here's the feed to Embiid. Second chance shot. They shoot again, and the layup is up and in. Embiid's got 15 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
To the middle. Thibault, the pass to Harris. 2 points. That one goes. Harris has got 20.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Here's Felicio, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. 6 to shoot. Here's Markkanen. Markkanen missing again.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively. I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Coach Jim Boylen agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylen, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
And the Bulls making a change here. Levine's checked in. Outside, Porter. The pass to Felicio. Porter looking it over. 5 to shoot. Down low. Here's Levine. And the Bulls with another miss.
Clearly out of rhythm now, guys. I mean, just 1 for 5 to begin the second half.
And the dunk by Embiid.
When he's close to the rim, the attitude that Embiid brings is, I'm dunking this thing.
White against Simmons. Porter kicks to Levine. Sinks the three-pointer. Levine's got 14.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Now Simmons. 6 points for him. Passes it to Thibault. Inside, Harris. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Porter passes to Felicio. Outside, Levine. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Markkanen. It's stolen by Harris. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Harris. Clark, if you were a coach on a team, what would you want to see from a guy by the end of his rookie season in the NBA?
You know, Kevin, I won't be specific because I think it's more general in my estimation. Owning his development, whatever that means, embracing how he's going to get better. If it's a particular area of the game, yes, but understanding the professionalism of work ethic and developing good habits and really owning that. That's what I would want to see.
Richardson outside. Nice D from Levine.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
And finished off by Porter.
And Markkanen, the big fella, has nice court vision, solid at finding open teammates.
And here is Simmons. He's got 8. Feeds it to Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
Here's a look at some stats for Markkanen. He's been in good form here the last few weeks. He's averaging 11 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
And this break gives us a moment to look at the leading playmakers among rookies for the past 10 games. And you look at White, one of the best passers in the NBA, always looking to get his teammates involved.
And doing a great job of finding his teammates, just making some highlight reel passes these past few weeks.
Yeah, he's been making every kind of pass you can imagine. Spectacular, simple, plain, in the half-court set, in transition. Kids dropping dimes at a high rate in every way possible.
Saransky's checked in for Otto Porter Jr.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Markkanen kicks to Levine. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
You see Zach LaVine in the Bulls uniform, and it's hard not to think of the trade that sent him here. He was a big part of the deal that sent Jimmy Butler out of Chicago.
And with Levine and the Butler trade, there were a lot of critics at the time. But you know what, Greg? It's worked out for the Bulls.
And Kevin, the Bulls took a chance with Levine, and he's developed into a bright young star. Took another risk giving him a big contract after the injury, but he's come back better and stronger since then.
Markkanen against Simmons. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
Got to admire the hard work of Simmons, a genius at drawing contact.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Philadelphia.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Al Horford's checked in for Philadelphia. Robinson left side, stolen by Markkanen. Dunn attacking, and Dunn with the slam.
You know, Kevin, this is what you do when you're not a high percentage jump shooter. You pressure the defense by attacking the rim.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Simmons passes to Robinson. Nice D from Levine. Well, Chicago has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And stolen by Simmons. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And you look at Harris, he's really improved as a scorer. He's become a go-to option due to how efficient he is putting the ball in the basket.
Out to the wing. Markkanen against Embiid. 9 feet out. 3 seconds left. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by Horford. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That's foul number 2 for him. And the 76ers with some changes. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Mike Scott comes in for Harris. And it's Korkmaz in for Glenn Robinson III. To the wing right side. Here's Horford. Cans the shot from the wing. Horford's got his second bucket of the night.
And the jump shot of Al Horford, cash, money, all the time. Got to D him up or you pay the price.
And Levine throws it down.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. Here's Korkmaz. He's got 12. Simmons looking around. Shot clock at 6. Floats one. Mark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do to prevent Simmons from creating space. I mean, it's quite honestly what he does best in pick and roll situations.
Done outside. Here's Levine, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Horford. Well, you just watch Levine play, and you can see the athleticism he possesses. Greg just explodes anytime he wants to.
And guys, with Levine, the speed and first step have always been there for him. But you can see the strength he's added to his game since his rookie year whenever he goes at the rim.
Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize it.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
O'Quinn dishes to Simmons, shoots from the line. Here's Scott. They get it back. Horford kicks to Korkmaz. The 76ers again can't hit it. Chicago's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Pass to Satoransky. Over O'Quinn. Here's Gafford. And he slams it one-handed.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Here's Korkmaz. He's got 12. Pass to Simmons. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter. That's no good. He's 5 of 10 from the field.
Well, that's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Scott the pass to Horford. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Young left side. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good work defensively by Horford. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
The pass to Simmons. Clock at 6. High post try. He can't get that one to fall. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. And it's done in the corner. Buries the long-range jumper. Dunn's got 7 points for the quarter.
You know, this is something Dunn's trying to work on, firing off the catch, becoming more fluid and a little less robotic.
46 seconds left in the third quarter. Korkmaz kicks to Simmons. To end the drought, and Simmons slams it in.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Young left side. Passes it to Valentine. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots over Scott. Goes back up. Here's Young. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fellas.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Philadelphia ahead, running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game, and this one a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. So for Chicago right now, we've got Valentine, and it's Harrison in at the 2. Valentine with it. Pass to Arcidiacono. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the 3-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Clark, you and I are amazed at how the global interest of the NBA has just gone through the roof. The league has made a lot of right moves, I think, in this area.
They sure have, Kevin. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the international reach through what coaches in this country have done in teaching the game and promoting the game. Not just coaches, but players as well. I think there's something about the game of basketball that just really transcends cultures. The pace of the game, the personality of the players, the creativity of the game, all of that lends itself to being so popular globally.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Shot clock at 6. Neto, the pass to O'Quinn.
And they're trying to stretch that lead out with the 3-point shot, but their percentage hasn't been what they'd like it to be here in the second half.
And O'Quinn sends it back. Out of bounds, Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession. Here's Valentine. Shoots over Burks. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Here's Neto. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Pass to Burks. Plenty of space. It's good. Burks has got his first points of the game. And so it's Arcidiacono with it. He brings it up for Chicago. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Here's Harrison. Now the pass to Valentine. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Arcidiacono. No good from outside.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
Passes to Neto. Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool, because sometimes the Rookie of the Year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. A sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
The first free throw is good, and it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. That one falls, so he hits both of them. The 76ers leading by 22. Outside, Simmons. Richardson for three. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Felicio's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. White drives in. No good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. Takes a three. But they'll get another chance.
In the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Well, I tell you, it's pretty obvious. Embiid takes pride in and enjoys tricking his defenders and getting them to jump on the pump fake.
Levine's checked in for Chicago.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And it's blocked. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
To the paint, here's Harris. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harris has got 10 points here in the second half.
Boy, the floor awareness and passing ability of Embiid, very impressive, and he continues to grow as a passer.
Outside, Levine launches a three. Good work defensively by Richardson.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. For a couple years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Chicago's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Offensive rebound, Embiid. And at last, they get one to fall.
Boy, that's how you execute in transition, guys. Embiid realizing an opportunity, and then jumping all over it.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for the 76ers. Zaire Smith comes in for Richardson. Smith outside. And stolen by White.
You know what? That passing lane wasn't open for long.
Yeah! And you see why Levine's been a hard, tough out in the slam dunk contest. Has a natural ability to entertain the audience, and that bounce and athleticism certainly doesn't hurt either.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. Back to Simmons. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours in their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. On the wing, Levine. This one for three. Rebound by the 76ers. Simmons got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there. One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Here's White. No good on the shot. Good D by Embiid. To the inside. Here's Smith. Bean with the rebound. Into the Bulls, shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Markkanen with it. Now defended by Embiid. Basket good. And that's now 9 points for Lauri Markkanen.
Have to give Markkanen credit there. Great job absorbing the hit on the shot.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Here's Harris. Felicio with a rebound. Felicio's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And that one's good by Porter.
And when Porter is committed to finishing, there's no stopping him. Looking absolutely determined on that drive.
Smith surveying the D. Should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you. Now here's Simmons. Smith outside. Pass to Harris. Shoots over Markkanen. Harris misses.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
Yeah, I love the way he's fighting through box outs, using his elbows. I mean, he's doing whatever it takes.
Free throw good, Levine.
A big X factor for the Sixers, I think, will be the development of Ben Simmons' jump shot. He's got to become at least a threat as a perimeter shooter if they're going to have a chance to win it all.
And so Levine nails both of them. And especially in the playoffs where teams really scheme for you, Simmons shooting can be a real problem for the Sixers.
Yeah, it's a major liability, guys. There's no denying it. For all of his wonderful ability and versatility, the fact that it's basically 4 on 5 when they're on offense, with him on the floor is a problem in the playoffs. And you said it, when teams can lock into you, they're going to make you do what you're uncomfortable doing.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Love the way Embiid knows how to play with force down low, which in turn makes the defense get physical with him.
Mark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
The free throw drops for Embiid. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And just not nearly as effective at drawing fouls on the defense as he was in that first half.
And he makes the first but misses the second. The 76ers leading by 21. Felicio, the pass to White. Count it. White's got 5 points in the quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Philadelphia shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Outside, Simmons. Six to shoot. Pass to Thibault from past the arc. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 10 tonight with that last one.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
Levine for 3, kept alive. Felicio, and the rejection by Embiid. Philadelphia has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Chicago. For 3, Levine. It's hauled in by Thibault.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the 76ers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
Now they've got their sights set on that sweep, Greg, 3-zip. And given what's going on in the first 2 games, my guess is that's what's going to happen.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Joel Embiid.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim. And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
And it's in there.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Porter in the corner. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Al. You guys do it as a five-man unit on the floor. How did you come together for this win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Great effort and a big win, Al. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.